welcome to chair yoga. This session will last between 25 to 30 minutes. So what you'll need is a chair and maybe a couple of blocks. We'll see how it goes. So to begin the practice, I'd like you to come to the edge of your chair, feet hip distance, and the knees are directly above the ankles and in line with the hips. And the shoulders are in line with the hips also. Placing your hands on your thighs. And just feel the contact with the soles of the feet on the floor, on your mat. And taking a moment here just to become aware of the sensations of touch beneath the feet. And then come to the seat bones, bringing your awareness to the seat bones. Gently pressing down on the seat bones, you'll notice your lower abdominal muscles begin to engage. The spine is long and lift up in the breastbone. Bring softness to your neck and shoulders. Allow the shoulders to slide away from the ears. And keeping the gaze soft, just looking directly ahead of you. Your chin is parallel to the floor and slightly tucked in towards the throat, lengthening through the crown of your head. And once we've established all these body points, we're going to take a moment just to look inwardly, coming into our breath. So bring your awareness to your breath, noticing the flow of the breath, the rhythm, whether the breath is shallow and high up in the collarbones, or whether the breath is a bit deeper and down in your belly. We're not doing anything to adjust or to change the breath. We're just observing, noticing. As we focus on the breath begins to slow down. So you'll feel a rise and fall in the belly, expansion and contraction. Maybe just subtle. Feel that movement in the belly. And as the breath steadies, the mind begins to quieten. So all those thoughts that are constantly rushing around in our minds begins to slow down. Maybe creating a wee bit of space in the mind, in the thinking mind. So coming back to your body and just asking yourself, what am I bringing to my practice today? How does my body feel? What's going on inside? Is there any pain, injuries, discomfort? Are there any trapped emotions in the solar plexus? Just noticing how you are today, and we've taken this into consideration through our practice. So everything that we do mindfully and with intention. So there's no desire to push and to injure or hurt ourselves. We'll work to our own level. So to begin with, we're going to lift the left leg, lift the foot off the floor, and open and close the toes. So you're spreading the toes wide, creating space between the toes, and squeezing the toes, opening and closing. And we'll do that a few times. And then pointing and flexing the foot. Pointing, flexing. We're doing this with the breath. We're keeping the leg raise, but if your leg gets tired at any time, you can bring your foot back to the floor, take a rest, and then just rejoin us. And then from here, we're going to work in the knee. So breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in, exhaling. So you're straightening the leg. And we're doing that a few times. And now we will take a rest and go to the other side. So re-establish, make sure that your seat bones are well down, pressed into the chair, lifting in the breastbone, lovely strong torso, strong back, abdomen muscles are engaged. And we're going to breathe it in, and we're lifting the right foot. With our breath, we are opening and closing the toes. Create space between each of the toes, closing them, opening and closing. We're doing that a few times. And keeping the foot raised, we're going to work in the ankle by pointing and flexing the foot. And then we'll bring the foot down towards the floor and breathe in as we lift the leg. So we're now working in the knee joint. And release. Re-establishing your seated position, long spine, and then we'll come back to the ankles because I forgot something, and we're just going to lift the left foot and rotate in the ankle. So we're rotating in one direction and then in the other direction, and the whole time you're keeping your core muscles active, you're keeping the spine long, the back strong, lifting up in the breastbone. And then we'll change sides. So lifting the right foot off the floor, engaging the abdominal muscles, and circling in the ankle in one direction and then in the other. And release. So we're now going to turn the work into the hips. I'm just going to turn my chair around. Again, sitting forward of the edge of the chair. If you find that there's strain in your lower back, even though you're sitting at the edge of the chair, this is where you could use your blocks, and you could place the blocks beneath your feet, and it gives you a wee bit of a lift. So it lifts the legs, and they're maybe more in line with the hip, and there's less strain in your lower back. So if you are finding that sitting is causing strain, then use your blocks or use a cushion. So we're now going to work in the hip joints, and we'll come back to the left leg. So breathing in as you lift the leg, keep it in a right angle, and take the knee out to the side, taking the whole of the leg out to the side. You're working, you're opening the joint, the hip joint, and bringing it back to its neutral position. And we're doing that a few times with the breath. But if you find it 3 times is enough, that's fine. Just do 3, and you can build up to maybe 3, 6, 8. Come back to the centre and keeping the foot off the floor, keeping the leg in a right angle. We're going to hold the leg so that you can feel this in the thigh, and work in the abdominals. So bring the abdominals back towards the spine and lift them up behind the navel, and then we'll hold the leg off the floor for a few seconds. And release. Bring that leg back to the floor. Just re-establish your seated position. So seat bones down in the chair. You'll feel the abdominal muscles engaged, lifting up in the breastbone, lengthening through the crown of the head. Now coming to the right leg, and we're going to lift the foot off the floor, keeping the right leg in a right angle shape, and we take it out to the right. So breathing in, exhaling, breathing in, exhaling. And we're doing this a few times. So So we're probably doing about 10 repetitions, but you can do fewer. You work to your level. If you're tired, then take a rest. You can always rejoin. You can always pause your video. Coming back to the centre, keeping the floor, the foot off the floor, keeping the leg raised, and making sure that you're working in the abdominal muscles to help keep the leg off, lifted. We're going to hold for a few seconds. Breathe in. And release. So now we're still going to work in the hip joints. We're going to do something which is quite nice, and we will just keeping the foot on the floor. You're maybe rolling on to the edge of the foot, the outer edge, and you're taking the knee out to the side. And then we can do that on the other side. Both legs together, and we're crossing over with the hands. So there's a bit of coordination going on here. Keeping your shoulders down and away from your ears. Shoulder blades are drawn together and sliding down your back. So the back is strong. Between the shoulder blades is flat. So we're going to still working with coordination. We'll rest the legs for a moment. Taking the left hand, and we're going to do a big circle in front of our tummy. And then with the right hand, we're going to make a circle in the opposite direction. And then we're going to put these both circles together. So one circle goes in one direction and the other in the opposite direction. So this is our coordination. Taking the circles wide, and then we reintroduce the legs. Lovely. So we've got all this going, all this stimulation going on in the brain, new networks in the brain, giving it something else to fire up, something to think about. Changing direction. Now if you really have good coordination, maybe you could spin above your head, changing direction, bringing it back, changing, taking the opposite hand above, spinning above your head, bringing it back, and release. So still working in the hip joints. So we're going to tilt the pelvis forward and backwards. So you may need to take your feet a wee bit wider for this, maybe shoulder distance, and you're tilting forwards and backwards. And then we're going to lift the left hip. So we're lifting the hip up towards the left rib, taking it back to the chair, right hip to right rib, and we're working in the side of the body, laterally. Lateral. And we'll put all that together, make a big circle. And change in direction. And release. So from here we're working up the body. Press down in the seat bones, lengthening up in the breastbone, chin to throat, lengthening through the crown of your head, shoulders down and away from your ears. So keep coming back to your checkpoints, making sure that you're nice and comfortable. And then we'll breathe in and bring your arms and hands up, and opening and closing the fingers. Spreading the fingers wide, creating space between the fingers and then closing the fingers. And then we're going to close the fingers. You can tuck your thumb in, and we'll rotate in the wrist joints. Changing direction. And then we'll take the arms out wide, palms facing up. Bring your shoulders back into their sockets. So if you're stretching forward, just take the shoulders back. So you've got a nice flat back. You can feel that space between the shoulder blades, nice and strong, nice and flat. And from here, we're going to work in the elbows by tapping the fingers on the shoulders. And we're working in all the joints, all the synovial joints, stimulating the fluid, stimulating the blood, oxygen, lymphatic system. Place the fingers on your shoulders and then take the elbows out to the side. And we're going to rotate in the shoulder joints. So rotating in one direction. You can feel all the bones in the shoulders. Maybe there's some clicking going on here. Just stimulating the fluid in the joints. Just feel that rush of the fluid flowing through the joints, stimulating the blood and the oxygen, releasing any tightness. And release. So I think my microphone has gone off. So now we're going to take your arms out, breathing in and up and exhaling down. Breathing in, exhale, breathing in, exhale. Right arm, breathing in and exhaling over to the left. Breathe in and up, exhale down. Left side, breathing in and up, exhale over to the right. Feel that stretch in the side of the body. Breathing in and up, exhale down. We're going to do another twice on each side. Working with the breath. Breathe in and up, exhale over, in and up, exhale down. One more time, in and up, exhale over, lengthening, keeping that a hip pressed down into your chair. Breathing in and up, exhale down. Other side, breathing in and up, exhaling over, pressing the hip down into the chair, feeling that length through the side of the body. Breathe in and up, exhale down. We're going to come into a twist. Feet are hip distance. And we'll bring our arms, hands into prayer position. I'm going to breathe in, extend, exhale, twisting, taking the right hand to the outside of the left leg and the left hand comes behind you, somewhere on the chair. On an inhalation, lifting and lengthening in the spine. Couple of breaths here, and then on the next inhalation, breathe in, expand through the arms, and exhale to the other side. On an inhalation, lifting up through the spine, lengthening in the spine, chin to throat. Keep breathing. We're twisting, we're cleansing, squeezing the internal organs, give them a bit of detox. Arms out wide, breathing in. One more time, exhale. So you're taking the whole of your back, this upper back is twisting. The shoulder girdle, upper back. Lengthening the spine as you inhale. Deepening in the pose as you exhale, and you can look behind you. Bring the head to the front, breathe in as you extend, expand through the arms. Exhale to the other side. You're taking the whole of the shoulder girdle, lifting and you're twisting in the shoulder girdle. Taking the whole of your upper back. On an inhalation, lifting in the spine. Exhale, deepening into the pose. You can turn your head behind you. Look behind you. Bringing the head to the front, breathing in, extending your arms out wide. Exhale, Breathe in, arms up, back of the hands touching. Exhale, bringing the hands down. Hands on your thighs. Establishing your seated position. Feet on the floor. Ankles beneath the knees, knees in line with the hips. Pressing into the seat bones. Lengthening in the spine. Lifting in the breastbone. You'll feel the abdominal muscles working. You'll feel the lower, strength in the lower back. The shoulders are down and away from the ears. Shoulders soft. Chin to throat. Lengthening through the crown of your head. Press the head to the wall behind you. The imaginary wall behind you. Breathing in, and as you exhale, you're going to look to the right. Breathing into the centre. Keep the head pressing back. Exhaling to the left. Into the centre. Another twice each side. Exhaling right. Into the centre. Exhaling to the left. Last round. Breathing in. Pressing the head to the wall behind you and exhaling to the right. Into the centre. Exhaling left into the centre. And the whole time the core muscles are switched on. Pressing through the seat bones, lifting in the breastbone. So we're going to continue working in the neck, and you're going to press the chin to throat, pressing the back of the head to the wall behind you, and this time you're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. So breathing in and exhale. Into centre, exhale into the other side. Left ear, left shoulder. Into centre. As you come back to the centre, press the head back to the wall behind you and exhale to the right. Into the centre, exhale to the other side. Into the centre, exhale in to the right. Into the centre, exhaling to the left. And back to the centre. Keeping your hands on your thighs. The gaze can be soft, or you could close your eyes. And we're going to take a moment here just to observe. Bringing awareness into the body, soles of the feet, the legs, noticing the hips, pelvis, how they feel, thighs, sides of the body, back of the body, belly, chest, collarbones, shoulders. Noticing the arms, the hands, fingers, the throat, neck, back, sides, top of the head. Awareness to the forehead, cheekbones, jawbones, soft lips, soft eyes. Noticing the whole of the body, sensations in the body, stillness. And then we're going to do just a little bit Ujjayi breathe in. So you're breathing in and out to the back of the throat. And so we'll fully exhale and begin breathing into the back of the throat and out, in, out, closing your eyes, breathing in and out, in and out. Continue to breathe in this way. Listen to the sound of your breath. Breathing in and out. Ujjayi breathing. Victorious breathing. Bringing warmth to the body. Bringing quiet awareness. Being still. And then open your eyes and bring your hands into prayer position. And we're going to take one more breath together. Breathing in. And out. Thank you. Namaste. And I hope your joints feel well lubricated.